everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are doing a Q&A. I am going to answer some questions that you guys have been asking me and also kind of give some life/channel updates as we head into the new year of 2024. In my last video of 2023, I asked you all to provide me some questions in the comments, so that is where I have pulled these questions from. I think I have about 25 questions in total to get through today. So some of the questions that I will answer today, I have actually answered in previous Q&As. A lot of them are new, but I know there are some that I've answered before, but I know there's a lot of new people here, or you may not have seen those Q&As, and honestly, over the years, my opinions, thoughts, and answers may change, so I'm gonna re-answer some questions in today's video as well. I'm also curious to see how this video goes because I have to talk a lot and I'm actually have a cold right now. It may not sound so much like it, but it's a very sore throat heavy cold versus congestion cold. And I tested, it's not something else. So I'm probably have to drink a lot of water through this. So if I do sound a little bit nasally or stuffy, it's just because I am working my way through a cold. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into these 25 questions. Question number one is, are there any subscription boxes from back in the day that you wish would come back? Yes. This time of year, I tend to get super nostalgic about subscription boxes, and I've been really missing Degustabox. I've said this before in other videos. I miss it. It was basically a monthly subscription where you get food, snack, meal related things. The closest thing that we have to that today is Cooking Panda, but Cooking Panda is a quarterly subscription and it's a little bit different. So I still wish Degustabox would come back because I just really like that. It does exist in other countries, so I'm like, maybe one day they'll come back to the US. We shall see. Another one that I miss is the Pop Sugar must-have box. I really miss that one. That was a quarterly lifestyle box similar to a FabFitFun, and I really liked them. I felt like they were the closest competitor to FabFitFun, and they just had some really good stuff. So those are the ones that I think I miss the most, would be those two boxes. But there's lots of boxes that I miss, so don't think that it's just those two. There's other boxes that I wish still existed, but the subscription box business is a tough business, so you do see subscription boxes come and go over the years. Ooh, let me add a controversial one. BoxyCharm before it was acquired by Ipsy. I miss the old BoxyCharm. The new BoxyCharm by Ipsy is fine, but I do kind of miss when there was that competition, and I feel that made the boxes better. So I do miss the old school BoxyCharm too. And these subscription box related questions that I'm getting into, there are gonna be some personal questions too, but for the subscription box ones, if you have answers too, I'd love to hear what boxes do you miss? And so you can kind of answer some of these questions down below as well if you want. I'd love to hear that. All right, question number two. If you could only get one subscription box, what would it be and why? I think I've answered this in a prior Q&A, and if I could only have one subscription box, it would be FabFitFun. And the reason being is that you kind of get a little bit of everything, and if you're an annual subscriber, you can customize pretty much your whole box. So, you could make it home decor heavy, you could make it skincare heavy, you could make it makeup heavy. Obviously, there's a limit of the selection that you can choose from, but I just feel that would satisfy what I would want, because each quarter you get new things. It's supposed to be seasonal. It is seasonal, but the items aren't always seasonal in my opinion. So that would be the one box that I would pick if I could only have one. They also, because they are such a large subscription box, they have leverage in the industry to be able to include nicer brands. So that's another reason too. Speaking of FabFitFun, question number three is about FabFitFun, and it's just asking when does the spring box launch? If you wanted to get the spring versus the winter. And I'm pretty sure the customization for an annual subscriber, not the seasonal subscriber, is on January 26th. So this month. I think add-ons open the 25th and that opens the 26th. I don't know what the exact cutover date is, when you order, if there's a few days before that where you'd start to order the spring box, but it's coming and I'm very excited. It is it always feels weird, cause January just doesn't feel spring at all to be looking at getting excited about spring things, but that's when the choice day is gonna be if you're annual. I think if you're seasonal, it's in February. like February 9th. I could be wrong on that date, so don't quote me on that. Question number 4 is kind of like a bundle of 2 questions. So how did you get started with your YouTube channel, and what were your first boxes? So my first boxes, I'll start with that. The first box I ever got was the Play by Sephora box. It was a monthly sample size beauty subscription box by Sephora. I think it was $10 a month, and you get 5 sample size products. And then the second box that I got was the Universal Yums box. I got the Yum Yum box, which is the smallest version. I got those long before I started my channel, and I kind of just got hooked on subscription boxes because they are addicting. I will say that. Subscription boxes and getting them can be very addicting. And I just really loved it, and I started to get more and more boxes, and it started to cost more and more money. And then I started to find like YouTubers that were doing this, and I was like, well, maybe if I make a YouTube channel, it will help pay for me getting the boxes, and that has very much worked out in my favor. So that is kind of how I got started with my YouTube channel. All right, switching into a few personal questions. Number 5 is, how long have you been with your boyfriend? Some of you guys know that we recently moved in together, which is a very exciting life moment in my life. We have been together for about 1.5 years at this point. So then there's gonna be a few more boyfriend questions that are just lumped in with this. Number 6 is, will we ever see your boyfriend on the channel? And the answer is, I don't know. And the reason why the answer is that I am unwilling to have a significant other be on my channel until I am married. Just don't want to have to experience going through a breakup on a channel and having to share that with other people. And during the span of being on the channel, I have gone through breakups and I've dated people and I just have not talked about it. So I really do like to keep my personal life personal. Now that my boyfriend's living with me, I feel like I do want to share like a little bit more about like, hey, by the way, I have a boyfriend, he's living with me, and that kind of stuff. But he won't be on the channel until like, it's for sure. You know what I mean? And I think he'd be okay being on the channel. Like, he's okay in front of the camera and stuff like that. I think he'd enjoy it. But like I said, if anything were not to go, I just don't want to have to, I want to experience that personally and keep that personal. So no time soon. Question number 7 is, what did your boyfriend think of the channel, and does he watch it? He doesn't really watch it. Subscription boxes are not usually a very exciting thing for a boyfriend to watch. So no, he doesn't really watch. I mean, here and there he'll click on a video and just see what it's doing, but he's not like a regular viewer of the channel. I think he likes it. I think he likes that I do this. I don't think he feels anything particularly either way. I think he's proud of what I've been able to accomplish on it. But he's not here to answer that for himself. So that's my assumption. That is not actually maybe how he feels. Number 8, are wedding bells in the future? Girl, I wish I knew. No, I would not be living with him if I did not intend to marry him at some point. So hopefully someday down the line, wedding bells are in the future. But honestly, I'm not trying to rush anything in this relationship or in my life. So if it happens naturally over the next course of the year is great. But I'm not trying to put any pressure on that, if that makes sense. All right, now back into some more channel related questions. About how much do you earn each month on YouTube? I'm not gonna share an actual like figure because I'll be honest, it has changed so drastically. And honestly, recently AdSense money has been like, I'm earning like 1/3 of what I used to on YouTube. And so it definitely fluctuates. I will also say that like having a channel where you unbox subscription boxes can be very expensive. Yes, I do have a lot of boxes that are sent to me free for review, but I do also pay for a good amount of boxes. I also pay for, whenever my sister is unboxing me, I pay for her subscription boxes. So, in those videos I'm paying double. And so it can be quite expensive to run a subscription box channel. So just because I earn X amount each month, like I have to subtract the expenses. And so I have had years where I've earned a good chunk of change, and then I've had years where it's like I was more like breaking even. So I don't really want to get into it because it's fluctuated so much, but yeah, maybe that helps paint a little bit more of a picture. Okay, question 10. What do you do with the products you don't use? Do you sell them on eBay and Facebook? There's a lot of products that I don't keep anymore, and you've probably noticed that in a lot of my makeup unboxings and things, I'm not swatching things because I just can't use and keep all that. There's a lot of like waste that can go on in the subscription box space, especially if you're an unboxer, because it's really hard to use everything. But I don't waste stuff. I don't sell on eBay and Facebook. I probably could earn a lot more money doing that, but because I work a full-time job and this is just kind of a side of my life hobby type thing, I just don't have the time without giving up like my social life, other things. I wish I had somebody who could help me do that, if I'm honest. But no, I end up either keeping things, giving them to family and friends, or I donate everything else to a women's shelter that's local to my area that helps women and families get rehomed after certain circumstances. So I have started donating to that. Sometimes I have done things in giveaways, but I'm gonna be honest, this year there's probably gonna be a lot less giveaways because the cost of shipping all the giveaways that I was doing was costing a lot. And now that I'm earning significantly less with YouTube AdSense, I'm having to be a lot more careful with like how I spend my money on YouTube, or my YouTube money on boxes, because I like to keep what I spend on the channel within what I earn on the channel. So just FYI there. So yeah, I just answered a question that wasn't even that question, but there's the answer. Question number 11, do you know approximately how much your subscription boxes cost a month? Ooh, okay. I should. I don't off the top of my head, and here's why. Because I have a lot of annual subscriptions. Because I know that I'm gonna have a lot of boxes for a while, monetarily, because I have the cash up front, it makes sense for me to do the year-long subscriptions and save that extra money. So I don't know how much I spend a month because a lot of boxes will like hit at a certain time. All that to say, again, I don't overspend what I earn, so I don't know how much, but it's like, you know, both BoxyCharms, both Ipsies, Universal Yums, Wild Grain. That's like the monthly cost. I would also say that a huge chunk of change also goes to the quarterly subscriptions, and that's not a monthly cost. So like out of those boxes, that's probably like the main monthly cost. Oh, and Allure Beauty box, I pay for that one. So like you could kind of ballpark it based on that, but again, then you have to factor in like the quarterly boxes and stuff like that. So it varies. Question 12, what happened to Mindful Souls? I don't see you unboxing it on the channel anymore. Mindful Souls still exist. I have just chosen not to continue reviewing them on my channel because, you know, I unbox a lot of boxes regularly and they just get stale and old for me. And Mindful Souls is a great box. I'm just personally not a user of a lot of the stuff in there, and they wanted me to sign like a year-long contract, and I was just like, I just don't really want to go do that. I have, you know, other boxes that are kind of within that realm, and you know, just like the crystal whatever subscriptions, I like to include some on the channel because I know some of y'all really like them. I'll be honest, I'm gonna be really frank here, I'm not a crystal girly. I'm not like into that kind of stuff. I love some of the boxes that I unbox that do that, but that's why, because I've kind of I have to cut boxes in certain places. Even though that one was sent to me for review, like I have to kind of be mindful of my time too. And one thing as I go into this year is that I may spend less time on the channel in 2024. You know, I have a new chapter in my life that has now started, and I need to put effort and energy into that. My word, if you have a word for 2024, my word is adjustment and openness to change. And so I will be making some changes to the channel. You'll still see videos from me, don't get me wrong, but it might be less, and I'm not gonna force myself to make videos on weeks where like, oh no, I don't have boxes, what am I gonna do? And that also might mean cutting back on boxes in certain areas just for it to make a little bit more sense for me. All right, question number 13. Do you have any other siblings? And then out of Rachel and I, who is the oldest? So I just only have one sister. My sister is Rachel. I am the oldest. And I think, oh yeah, this is the next question, 14. You and your sister both look beautiful, but don't look alike. Are you blood sisters? We get this question all the time. Yes, we are. We just look really different. I take a lot more to my mom's side, like the looks on my mom's side, and she takes a lot more of the looks from my dad's side of the family. So yes, we are blood sisters. We just look very different. The gene pool just like put us on opposite ends. Question number 15 is, what is your favorite beauty and skincare brand? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have favorite brands. I'm not like a brand specific girly. And to be fair, when you get lots of subscription boxes, it's hard to be brand specific because you get such a mix of brands that like it's hard to go hardcore into one brand unless you want to spend a ton of extra money on top of the subscription boxes doing that. But what I can share is that for skincare, like a brand that I've been wanting to try out more is Tatcha. Like Tatcha's very exciting to me. They're not really in subscription boxes very often. And so that's a brand that I would like to play around with a little bit more when it comes to skincare. For beauty, and I'm gonna say by beauty, I mean makeup, I don't know. I'm not as into makeup as I used to be. Like I really only do my makeup for filming, like a full face, or like if there's something going on. I feel like I don't do my makeup anymore. I enjoy some of Too Faced's face products for my skin complexion. I feel like they have tones that work really well for me. And then I do, like the palette that I keep being like holy grail on right now is a Tarte palette. I really love the RSLA liquid liners. So I'm not like tied to a specific brand, especially when it comes to makeup. So Yeah. That's a non-answer, I guess, because I don't really have a favorite of either, but at least I'll give you some examples of brands that I'm into. Question 16, how much do you think you've changed or grown since you started your channel? How long did it take for you to feel comfortable filming? Oh, I've changed so much since I started my channel. I started it in 2018, so we're over 5 years now, and it's not just my channel that, like, it's hard to separate my channel from other things in my life that have helped me grow, but I do think that it's helped me grow or change. It's helped me be more confident in speaking in front of a camera, but just generally in speaking. It gives me something to be creative about. It gives me something that's my own, that I get to make strategic decisions on. So that's kind of some of the stuff it's given me, and it's helped me grow in those areas. And then how long did it take for me to feel comfortable filming? I don't know how to answer that question other than that it's a gradual change. So it's kind of like watching a kid grow up, where like it's happening so gradually that day by day you don't really realize, but when you take that step back and you're like, oh my gosh, they've gotten so big. It's kind of like that type of vibe. So I've always felt somewhat comfortable filming. It was definitely awkward at first, but I think it was more just because my sister was in the apartment or I didn't know what I was doing. So I don't really know how long it took me to feel comfortable filming. I feel like everybody probably is at a different rate. So who knows? I grew up having like my dad record like VHS tapes, you know, of my childhood. So like it's not like I wasn't used to like a camera being there. Not that there's like tons of hours of footage, but you know what I mean. Okay, I just realized one of the questions that I had on here was a repeat. So there's only 24 questions. If you could choose 5 subscription boxes, what would you choose? Okay, we already answered the one, so we can already deduce that FabFitFun is gonna be in that top 5. BoxyCharm by Ipsy, not regular Ipsy. There's too many sample size products. I would say Universal Yums, Cooking Panda. What's my fifth gonna be? Oh shoot. Either Bath Bevy or Southern Fleek bath box, because I really love to have a bath box, or maybe both of those. I mean, I could eliminate one of those. So that's kind of my top 5, I would say, would be the ones that I would keep. Question number 18, have you been to Canada? Technically, yes, but not like to visit. So my family has a farm. And my American family is like kind of it's spread out, but like heavily very Vermont based. And there is a family farm, and the house is literally on the border of the US and Canada. So half of the house is in Canada, half of the house is in US. So from that perspective, yes, I've been to Canada. I've gone to the bathroom in Canada because the bathroom is on the Canada side of the house. But I have not like actually visited Canada like as like really gone into Canada and visited, and I would love to. So hopefully I'll be able to do that in the future because I really would like to visit Canada. Question number 19 is, how many subscription boxes do you get, and will you be dropping any in 2024? I don't know the number. Like, I feel like maybe I should have done more before this, but I don't know the number, and here's why. I pay for a certain number of boxes, and that fluctuates because I add and remove boxes. But then when companies send you boxes, like you don't, like if they stop sending them to you, sometimes they let you know and sometimes they don't. Or they'll send it to you one season, they'll wait a few seasons before they send it to you again. So I don't know how many boxes I get because it changes so frequently, if that makes sense. It's a lot. I don't even want to ballpark it. I feel like it's at least 30 a month, but I could be wrong. And then will you be dropping any in 2024? It's possible. I don't know yet. Like I said, like I'm adjusting this year, and that means maybe spending a little bit less time on my channel and being really prescriptive about how much time and when I spend it on my channel. So I don't know. The answer is it's possible, but I don't really know. I will also say, and I don't say this to scare people because I know people really love, you know, coming and watching the channel and seeing me and all that kind of stuff. Like 2024 could be the last year of me doing this channel. Not that I would completely stop, not that there wouldn't be like unboxing once or twice a month or whatever, but as my life is evolving and progressing, new chapters in my life are beginning, I know my channel will not last forever. I cannot do this forever. So I'm just putting that out there as like an FYI. It may not be reality. I've thought it in my head before and it has not happened. So just FYI. I don't mean to make anybody sad or this or that, but like I have to focus on myself and my life, and I do really love this channel and I do really want to continue this channel, but it won't last forever. Like if someday I would like to have children, like I can't do my full-time job, children, this, like there's just too many things and something has to go, and it would probably be this. So putting that out there into the universe. Question number 20, if you could create the perfect subscription box, what products would you include? I find this so hard. Let me just say, I have no intention of ever creating my own subscription box. It's just, that's just a world I don't necessarily want to get into. I like unboxing them. I don't know if I would like creating them. I feel like it would be a hodgepodge of products similar to like the quarterly lifestyle boxes, where it'd be like, we would have to have a bath bomb. Let's just put that out there. There has to be a bath bomb in whatever box that I would create. I feel like the bath bomb, some sort of a skincare product, I feel like, I don't know what one it would be. Probably, ooh, you know what? Probably a clothing item, like a legit clothing item. Like, remember how in the Jilly box I got like a full-on puffer jacket? Like a clothing item. I know that's difficult, but I would, if I were to create a box, I would want something like that. Maybe like a makeup product, a home product, and a good snack, like a good snack or meal kit type thing. I know that's a very random type of thing, but like that's the stuff that I like. I like a well-curated box. So for me, the stuff inside of the box matters, but what sends a box above and beyond is the curation. So if everything has a theme and that theme and all the stuff ties together, I think that's what takes the experience to the next level. So I would want the box to like make it like an early morning breakfast theme, like what the Jilly box is going to be for spring or something like that, and have everything tie into that so that it just makes it feel less like a random box of products and more like an experience and a fun thing. So that's how, if I were to do a box, that's how I would do it. Question 21. Do you and Rachel ever swap products after your sister versus sister videos? Yes, we do. Not as much anymore, but we do sometimes. A lot of times it's because, especially like the BoxyCharm by Ipsy videos, I usually receive a PR video, PR box, excuse me, that was sent to me free for review, and I also pay for a box. And sometimes there's overlap in the products that I get, and she didn't get that, and I'll be like, hey, I don't need two. Do you want one of these? But then sometimes we just like different things, or it's like, hey, do you want this? I don't really need it. So we absolutely do swap products. I would say it happens more with like the BoxyCharm by Ipsy boxes versus some of the other boxes. Like FabFitFun, we don't really ever swap anything, but it's because it's so curated and customized. So sometimes we do actually switch products. Question number 22. What meal could you eat every day for a year? Pasta. Pasta is my favorite food. I could eat it forever and always and be happy. So that would be my answer. Question number 23. Do you plan on getting a pet? I obviously have another person in my life that has influence over that situation now that I'm living with my boyfriend. But we have talked about getting a cat at some point. He's a big cat person. I love cats. And so it's very possible that we will, but because us living together is such a new thing, I would like to take some time, take a few months to like get settled in that before we introduce something else into the relationship and into our routine. So possibly a little kitty in the future. And then question number 24, what is your dream vacation? There's a lot of vacations that I would like to take, but I think my dream vacation, because I'm a pasta lover, would be a trip to Italy where I just go around and eat pasta. The whole trip, like the whole trip would just be about like eating pasta. And of course a little bit of pizza here and there, but just, you know, not super touristy areas, but you know, just going through and eating lots of pasta and good food. That's my dream vacation. All right, so those are all of the questions in my 2024 Q&A. Hopefully I was able to answer a lot of what you guys have been asking or thinking. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. You get to learn a little bit more about me. Hopefully, I know I had some like big life updates / channel updates in this video, so hopefully it doesn't like break your heart or scare you too much. But you know, my life is changing. I'm going through changes, so that means that the channel will inevitably go through some of that change as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Like what, especially on the subscription box related questions, like how would you have answered those? I'd love to hear all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future uploads. And I'll see you in my next video.